Hi everyone, we're here with Tom from Birch.
Hello.
Tom, thanks for joining us and
Thank you.
showing us a look at Deckchairs on the Titanic,
Yeah.
which is one of the best names for a game I've heard for quite a few years.
It is great. The name comes from the phrase rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic, and so did the idea for the game, and that was how we got here.
Yep.
And it's definitely a strange theme, strange title, but it's a great game.
Right, so why don't you go over what the point of the game is and how
Yep.
the mechanics work?
So you are deck chair attendants working the first class promenade of the Titanic. You are competing with other players to manoeuvre your deck chairs into the spaces that your customers really want to be.
Yep.
So they will pay you tips at the end of each round. That scores you points, and points wins the game. So at the end of each round, if you've got a deck chair on the centre square, that's worth 4 points because everyone likes to be the centre of attention.
Yep.
If you've got a chair on your own colour, it's worth 2 points. And if you've got a chair on somebody else's colour, it's worth 1 point.
Okay.
Your job is complicated by two things. So the ship has hit the iceberg and a bit of the iceberg has come off onto the deck and is getting in your way. You can push this around to shove everybody's deck chairs all over the place and mess around with everybody else's plans. The other issue you've got is the ship is starting to sink and it's listing and moving around.
Titanic is sinking.
It's sinking, I know. We don't actually reach the point where it sinks in this game, but it is starting to do that. It's moving around, and that means at the end of every round, before you score points, every deck chair that's free is going to move 1 square in the direction shown on the card.
Yep.
And you know what that direction is, so you plan around it during the round, but everything's going to move if it can. So you've got two things that can stop that movement. First of all, you've got a deck chair attendant you can place down once a round. So they go and they reserve a square. So now this one doesn't move because the deck chair attendant is there holding it.
Yeah.
The ice block also sticks to the deck. So you're really strong, so you can shove it when you want to, but nothing else moves it. So these ones now can't move either because the ice block is in the way.
Got it.
So once that's all done, you then score the points, and you then reset. You start again from the next round in the positions that you finished in, but now with a different direction on the card that things are going to shift in.
Yeah.
So what this means is that the ship movement creates an ever-changing pattern of scoring spaces on the board, and that is what creates the spatial challenge in this game.
Yeah.
The game then comes alive through the player interaction with the ice block and the need to balance scoring your own points against defending your position and of course your desires to disrupt everybody else's plans by shoving their deck chairs all over the place.
Okay.
So you play for a fixed number of rounds. The game takes about 15 to 30 minutes and it's quick playing and has a nice tactical depth to it, so it will satisfy gamers who want like a short crunchy game, but it's also very accessible to new people and fits in that kind of gateway or maybe gateway plus kind of area. It's 2 to 4 players, and how this works is that each player count, there's 2 boards that come with the game. There's interchangeable in the middle there. And what you do is you choose one of these boards to play on, and then you use the other board to set it up. So you've got the scoring places here map onto the same places there, and that's how you get the starting positions. So what we've done is we've had an AI developed that plays this against itself. So we know that these boards are fair because we've played 10,000 times on this setup, and we've got red winning 50% of the time and blue winning 50% of the time. So one of the interesting things we're going to do with this game, if we raise enough money on Kickstarter, is we're going to have a family board expansion. And that is going to have unfair board setups. So if you're playing against your kids or you want to cheat, you can just split up the board here, and you know that, for instance, blue will win 60% of the time and red will win 40% of the time. And so you can give that advantage to your kids whilst you're still playing exactly the same game. Or, as I say, you can give that advantage to yourself to make sure you beat your kids.
So the game's currently on Kickstarter, doing well. If people are watching this after the fact, where can they go to find out more about the game and about you?
So you can go to the Birch Games website. We are also using GameFound as a pledge manager, so once the Kickstarter's closed, you'll be able to go there to do late pledges. The Kickstarter itself runs until August the 20th. With then,
birthday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, we'll be finished on that day and it'll be a nice birthday present for you. We're manufacturing in Europe with Ludofact in Germany.
Cool, yeah.
So we don't have any worries about shipping, but they are still really backed up behind COVID. So it's going to be spring next year before we actually get this to backers.
Cool.
And then early summer, hopefully, will be in retail.
Yeah. Well, Tom, thanks very much for taking some time out of your weekend to talk to us. Really wish you the best of luck. I think you've got a great game here.
Cheers.
Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Brilliant.
Bye.
Thank you.